This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakurako. We are now halfway through this year, and this year overall has been okay. It had great promise, but obviously things happen outside of our hands and things that we were expecting because Breath of the Wild 2 got delayed and Splatoon got switched around and everything just got jumbled up. We didn't have any type of big E3 presentation or anything this year. It's been kind of all over the place. But that doesn't mean that we are not in the calm before the storm. I truly believe that something big is about to happen soon. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and today I'm trying to generate a little bit of hype because I do believe that we are getting ready to enter a new phase of Nintendo. I do believe that soon, I'm not necessarily going for the Switch Pro, but we are going to enter a new era for Nintendo, something that we've been waiting for a long time. Some of their biggest IPs are getting recharged and ready to go, I'm sure, revving up as Breath of the Wild 2 is going to lead the pack, and probably along with Super Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever the next big 3D Mario is going to be, because it is time. Before we start talking about a possible huge next year for Nintendo, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo all the time. Well, first things first, we know Nintendo has to talk about Breath of the Wild 2. This is going to be their big highlight of next year, and the fact that it's going to be around the beginning of next year is, I think, what people are expecting around the same time the first game came out, around March. We have got to get information soon. We're nearing the middle of this year, almost towards the end of this year, and I think Nintendo needs to start opening up about what this game is, how it's going to play, and what makes it different from the first game. All of the trailers that we've gotten so far were some small gameplay snippets, not really giving us any clue as to what's going on, just random stuff happening. So Nintendo fans are eager to see what's coming for this game. And so I think this train is going to start towards the end of this year, right around the fall time, and we're probably going to get some big information here. I'd say right around that fall Nintendo Direct, but I think not only are we going to see it there, but Nintendo's going to have maybe even a little bit of a blowout around the fall time, right before we enter the next year. Because if you remember, Nintendo did a big kind of blowout for the first game, showing it off multiple times years in advance to get people excited and ready. They even dedicated a whole E3 the year before to show this game off, so I am almost confident that we are going to see something more this year, and probably even a little blowout talking about the game, showing it off, and maybe even having the Treehouse play it a little bit for us. This is when we're starting to shift gears and get into the brand new year, and this is going to be very exciting. Obviously, with this starting next year, this game will probably run through the entirety of the year with content. I mean, people are going to find stuff. I mean, people are still finding things with the first Breath of the Wild, and that came out 5 years ago. So people are going to continue to find new things and play through the game and replay through the game and speedrun it and find new things that they have never found before all the way throughout the first year. So definitely next year is going to be ran by Breath of the Wild 2, but it's definitely just going to be the start, in my opinion. Before we talk about everything in the middle and the rest of 2023, I want to fast forward to the end, holiday season of 2023, because I do 100% believe that there is going to be the next 3D Mario next year. And that means that we could be getting that reveal very, very soon. Now, there's still time for Nintendo to wait all the way until like the spring direct of next year to reveal this, but I think there's a good chance that we could get this towards the end of this year, and that would be super exciting to get us just kind of pumped up and ready for the next big Mario. It's been over 5 years, so we are definitely due for this next Mario game, and it just seems like it's that time, that calm before the storm before we get this announced. I talk about this every single time we talk about the future of what's coming for the Nintendo Switch, and this just makes sense. Especially with this new hardware, they're definitely going to want to have a banging year, and Zelda and Mario is always going to make that year better than most of the other ones that we've had in the past. So right then and there, this year is already on track to be just as good, if not better, than 2017. Today's video is sponsored by Sakurako and Tokyo Treat. We got mystery boxes from Tokyo, Japan, of some cool snacks and stuff that we get to try on camera. We're going to show some of our favorite ones to you guys today. Tokyo Treat and Sakurako are monthly Japanese snack boxes that obviously come from Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo Treat gives you 20 of the latest, most exclusive, limited edition, and seasonal flavored Japanese snacks. With Sakurako, you'll receive 20 traditional and authentic artisan Japanese snacks. Sakurako is also partnering with local Japanese snack makers to continue to show Japanese culture and traditions that have been passed down for over 100 years. Also with the Sakurako box, every month you'll get some cool tableware, and this month we have these cool chopsticks, which is pretty neat. So the first one we have is this vanilla chocolate Panda Bear cookie, and it's actually probably one of my favorite things so far. The cookies and cream cookie, I'm spitting. This one is another one of our favorites. It's like banana flavored bread. We've been sharing them, as you can already tell. It's so good. I'm still grabbing pieces because it's so good. And we got some candies that are flavored after different things. This one's like watermelon seeds. Tastes like really good watermelon candy. This one is a cola, kind of like an Airhead, but like Coca-Cola. All my watermelon seeds, I don't know if you can tell. Children don't eat real watermelon seeds. So with this Sakurako box, we have lots of different flavored cookies that are going off of like ginger flavor and cinnamon. My favorite's the cinnamon. His favorite is the ginger cookie. Amazing cinnamon cookie. Oh. And our last favorite snack from Sakurako is this little mystery cookie. We didn't even know what it was until we opened it up. It has a little blueberry film. Yeah. So here's a little blueberry cookie. It's got like a little blueberry jelly film on the top. Right? If you guys want to get your hands on a Tokyo Treat or Sakurako box, make sure you look in the description, click on the link, and use my special code to get your own box sent to you. Thanks again to Tokyo Treat and Sakurako for sponsoring this video. But what else could be going on throughout the rest of the year? Well, another thing that's been rumored for a very long time now is a Donkey Kong game. Now, we don't know if it's going to be 2D or 3D, but I'd say if there's a big 3D Mario game next year, we probably won't get a 3D Donkey Kong unless Nintendo is out of their minds. Then this would be seriously one of the greatest years of all time if we got a brand new 3D Mario and a 3D Donkey Kong. I wouldn't even know how to act, but let's just say for this instance, for now, it's going to be another 2D Donkey Kong, finishing off the modern trilogy, I guess you could say, with Returns and Tropical Freeze. Obviously, I don't even know where else they could go from here after Tropical Freeze was just so iconic and just seriously one of the best 2D platformers in my eyes of all time. So this could be, you know, I don't think they would really miss with it. I think it's going to be great, but yeah, that would be a great inclusion next year. We really haven't had too many 2D platformers from Nintendo. I think like Mario Maker initially kind of killed off any other 2D platformer, so this would be a pleasant surprise for sure. Don't worry, JRPG fans, I do think there is a big new Fire Emblem game on the horizon. There's actually rumors saying that the next Fire Emblem game is already completed and that it might even be a tie-in to Three Houses. Who knows? It would make a lot of sense since they also had a Warriors title, again in the form of Fire Emblem Three Hopes, so that would be pretty cool. But yeah, I am definitely expecting a new Fire Emblem. It seems like it's about time for one since we haven't had Three Houses since a very long time ago, and it would make for a good summer title or maybe even early fall, and definitely be that spot for JRPG fans. Advance Wars still isn't out, and there's big rumors and I guess like leaked dates stating that it probably isn't coming out until like February of next year, which is like a year after it was supposed to, so it looks like it's getting pushed back initially a year, but this is definitely going to be a big title for people that's still been waiting on this game. It seems like people are still very excited from it from multiple polls that I've seen online. People really still want to pick this up, and it would be a great addition to next year. Not a huge one, but one that people definitely have been patiently waiting for. Another exciting thing that definitely could happen next year is more info on Metroid Prime 4. I think without a doubt we get to see something Metroid Prime 4 related. Do I think it's released next year? No, I'd still say 2024 around that time would be, you know, the best option to look forward to, but I definitely think we could be getting Metroid stuff. There is rumors for this year to get a big Metroid Prime remaster of 1, so maybe 2 and 3 come out next year or something like that, or maybe they kind of tease more stuff with Metroid Prime 4. Maybe it's just like the big hype year to get ready for Metroid Prime 4 in 2024, but I definitely don't think it comes out next year, but I do see us finally getting a lot of information revealed about the game now. We can also talk about stuff that's going to already be out by then and probably getting tons of information drops and updates, which is going to be really fun. Mario Kart is definitely going to be continuing to get old tracks brought into new light thanks to the booster pass. If all things go according to plan, we'll probably have 3, maybe even 4 if Nintendo keeps taking forever to release Wave 2, but we'll probably have around 3 to 4 waves released next year, which could be super exciting. Obviously keeping the hype on Mario Kart and keeping people playing online with the Nintendo Online service. Nintendo Switch Sports will also continue probably from the first 6 months of the year all the way until around the same time it released, which was around April, so not quite 6 months, but the first kind of half of the year, I guess you could say. Releasing maybe a couple more sports. We know golf is coming this fall, so maybe they have some more sports coming later on in 2023, which would be super exciting to keep the game alive as well. Most of these games that I've already talked about to be revealed this year is probably going to get DLC, so like Breath of the Wild 2, probably going to get DLC. I would say Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever the next big 3D Mario game is, but who knows, because Mario Odyssey, the original, never really received any DLC. It got the Luigi's Balloon World update, but anyways, Splatoon 3 definitely going to be having updates throughout the entirety probably of 2023, including probably a DLC pass as well, giving us some more content for the campaign, which is always a lot of fun. Adding to the story and to the lore is something that fans always will love, and of course getting new weapons every other week would be super fun again, because we've got that same thing happen in Splatoon 1 and 2. So Splatoon will definitely have a big emphasis on next year as well. Now, looking at these games on hindsight is one of the greatest things I've ever seen. This could be seriously an amazing year, probably definitely beating 2017, which on paper just sounds impossible, but I still think there's even more that Nintendo could announce and do for next year. Now, I'm not necessarily stating that these games are coming out next year, but they could very well be announced at a Direct or E3, and one of those, I have to say it again, is Pikmin 4. I think we need to see Pikmin 4 by now, and to me, I feel like Nintendo has been working on this and scrapping this and fixing this and adjusting this the last, 7-8 years? I feel like this game is ultimately being built up to be one of the greatest Nintendo games of all time, because I think they also are taking that open world aspect of Breath of the Wild, because it just makes sense with Pikmin. Traversing this giant open world full of wildlife and different things and pieces to collect and different things to bring back to Olimar's ship and new Pikmin to find and new creatures to uncover, I think this is going to be a massive game. And this will probably go down as one of Nintendo's greatest hits. Now, there is a chance that we could see HAL Labs again. We're already getting 2 Kirby games just this year alone, and we know Kirby likes to make an appearance as often as possible, and it's getting to the point like Link and with Zelda, where you see him every single year, and I think we could see something Kirby related as well. My gut is telling me Forgotten Land DLC. Maybe they're waiting and we'll probably end up getting DLC by next year, or maybe there's different passes and packs that will get this DLC in throughout the year of 2023. That would be super fun. But I'm also maybe expecting some of the past games to get ported over to the Switch. You know, I think Kirby is right now going to spend a lot of time in 3D in the future, but there's also great 2D games that it's had in the past that I probably would want to see again on the Switch, such as the 3DS titles of Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobot. I would love to see a duo pack of those games coming, or maybe even something like Kirby's Return to Dreamland coming back to the Nintendo Switch in HD as well. That would be really cool. And once again, guys, these are just some of the things that could be announced or released next year. There's sure to be smaller titles, maybe like another Mario Sports title like Mario Baseball or Basketball, and then we could also get another Mario Party game. You know, it could be a pretty daggone big year, and there's still so much we don't even know about probably. But let me know in the comments down below if I missed anything, or if there's anything else that you think 2023 can have and how it could be even better than 2017. Make sure you stop what you're doing, leave a like, and subscribe to stay up to date on all things Nintendo, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See ya, guys.